for the final payment of the Hawthorne sewer extension and water extension. It was a special assessment project. The requirements of the contract have been met and completed to the satisfaction of the city. The city engineer, the city attorney, and the director of accounting recommend that a final payment be made to GMS Excavators Incorporated in the amount of $7,051.96.
I went out to look at the site, and there is a section of the new paved road that it had to be dug up, and now there's just gravel there. I'm concerned that it's not really done, and I'd like to withhold the final payment until the repavement has occurred.
Okay, you have that option.
Okay, would there be any harm in waiting to actually provide the final payment when it is truly complete?
So the contractor is standing behind it. He does not want to have his bond rating impacted. So if you want to lay it over, you can. I mean, we can hold the check. If you want to continue with the final payment process, we can hold the check until the paving is done also. Either one of those options works.
Will it serve as a means of leveraging a more timely response to make sure that it's...
Probably not at just about 7,000. It wasn't that large of a contract overall.
Okay, I guess I would feel more comfortable with waiting and laying this over until I know the project truly is completed. That would be my preference. Thank you.
Is it safe to, I'm not going to say assume, but just guess that there's been certain situations where we have approved the final payment and the final payment has been made, and then we've had to call the contractor back to do some additional work? I mean, that not saying that that's the norm.
There's warranty work, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes we do have that happen.
Okay.
And they are always quite responsive to making sure that it's done.
Any other councilor questions or comments? And I'm hearing Councilor De Forest indicating that she would like to lay this over. I didn't hear that as an official. Okay, there is a motion by Councilor De Forest to lay this over.
I'd like to lay it over until, from the residents' perspective, the project is complete. So if you're saying they'll get to it that quickly, then perhaps in 2 weeks it will be done? Is that what we're being told? Or?
I can't guarantee the schedule yet. They haven't given me an idea of when they plan on doing it.
Okay, which is exactly why I'd like to lay this over.
But I guess it's safe to say that even if the final payment is distributed, that there are mechanisms in place that the contractor knows that they need to come back and repair anything that's broken. That's something
indeed. There's standard contract language for all of that.
So we're, in other words, we're protected in that avenue to say this is not complete, you need to come back.
Correct.
And they have to do it.
Correct.
Okay. There is a motion by Councilor De Forest and a second by Councilor Noonan to lay this over. The motion states to delay final payment until there's payment put in place where there's no payment now. Councilor Van der Bogart.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. I think that makes it a little bit easier to vote for this, but I still think that a $7,000 withholding of payment isn't enough to make much of an inducement one way or another, and that we have sufficient guarantees and warranties without having to lay it over.
Okay. Any other councilor? There is Councilor De Forest.
It doesn't sit well with residents when they see that we've issued a final payment and their road still is not paid.
There is a motion and a second. Motion by De Forest, seconded by Noonan. All in favor to lay this over, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Fails.
2 to 5.
5. Now to the original motion. Is there a motion for approval?
Motion for approval.
Motion by Lukey, second by Noonan to approve item 6D. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Passes 6-1. Thank you.
My name is Dean Sandell. It's 2555 White Oaks Drive, and the reason I'm here is regarding the condition of my property that was left after the city did a sewer and water improvement into the adjacent neighborhood of Hawthorne Drive through my property. The problem is that my property and the city's property has not been restored to the specs of the plan that the contractor was required to abide by. The highlighted area is pretty small, but it says new topsoil and turf seed. What I got was base soil full of rocks. The problem is that the soil that is on top is not conducive to growing seed, grass seed. If you look at the last sheet, this is from the manual for that project under payments, and B, final payment. Final payment shall be due and owing after the final acceptance of the work, provided the work shall be completed and the contract fully performed. Under C, payments may be withheld on account of defective work not remedied. This contractor has been paid in full.
I still think that a $7,000 withholding of payment isn't enough to make much of an inducement one way or another.
He feels that he has done his job, which he has not. And subsequently, he has left me with what was once a park with this mess. I was told that Andy Hill was going to call him. Mike says that he did call him. And the contractor's position is que sera, sera. What will be, will be. That's
But I
tough.
guess it's safe to say that even if the final payment is distributed, that there are mechanisms in place that the contractor knows that they need to come back and repair anything that's broken. That's something that.
Indeed, there's standard contract
Okay.
language for
Now,
all of that.
part of the problem is that this is city property. That cul-de-sac supposedly is city property. So he's not only screwing me, but he's screwing the city. Dave, thankfully, has taken the time to come out and look at it. He concurs with me that this is not appropriate. He has been paid. My understanding, he does not feel the need to fully comply with the contract, which calls for new topsoil. Base soil full of rocks is not topsoil. Topsoil is black dirt. That's conducive to growing grass. This is not, and it's in violation of the contract. So I want it remedied. I don't care who takes care of it. The contractor should be forced to fulfill the contract that he was paid for. And my recommendation is that if he will not abide by this contract, maybe he should be forbidden from being allowed to bid any other projects in the city of Beloit until this is taken care of. I grew up on this property.
Mr. President, this will be taken care of. I deeply apologize for this, sir. For whatever reason, we run into this problem on almost every one of our public works projects. For whatever reason, we run into this problem on almost every one of our public works projects. That will be taken care of. This will be taken care of, and that will be restored to the condition it was in before the construction project. And we'll deal with the contractor. If we can get him anything out of him, we'll take care of that. If not, we'll take care of it.
Can I get a copy of a written commitment of what you just said?
Yes, I will send
And
you.
I'm willing to work. I
will send you a letter tomorrow. I will guarantee you this will be done.
Okay, that's
this
all I
fall.
want. I appreciate it very much.
We appreciate your forbearance through this entire process. It's been a big inconvenience. I deeply apologize for this. This seems to be a constant problem. Project. We're good with the hardscape. As soon as we get to something green, we struggle. So we'll get it taken care of.
Well, I think as a rule, the city council should make sure that the contracts are performed per to the specifications before any final checks are written.
Yeah, the council was assured that this would all be inspected, the work would be completed per contract before any checks were released.
All right. I'll look forward to receiving your letters.
Yeah, we'll get something out to you tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do we have any idea, Mike or Larry, of who the contractor may be, please?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, the contractor. Lucy, second by Noonan to approve item 6D. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Passes 6-1.